Hi everybody, it's Scrappy Canuck and I'm here today to share with you my latest project for Crop Chocolate. This month I decided to do a chocolate bar slider, and I was inspired by Valentine's Day and wanted to use hearts as much as possible on my little chocolate bar slider to create this little owl with the stamp on the back that says "I will always love you." So you can see here that his feathers are all made from hearts, so are his feet and his beak, and also his wings. So everything except for the eyes on his kind of body are all heart shapes. And if you pull on the little bow here, you can see that he is actually hiding a little candy bar underneath. And the slider, the ribbon, actually holds the candy bar in place as your recipient pulls it out. So I'm going to share with you today how to make this little candy bar slider, or as we call them in Canada, chocolate bars. Hidden behind this cute little owl. Alright, so let's talk about the supplies that you're going to need for this particular project. You need to start off with choosing a candy bar. And in this particular case, I chose the British Sport because I liked the dimensions of the square chocolate bar. But you can use any candy bar you want. You just need to adjust your measurements accordingly. And then you're going to need some patterned paper for the decoration. And I used my Mind's Eye Good Day Sunshine pack to make his feathers and all of his little accessories here. And then basically you're just going to need some basic cardstock for the main body of your slider and some ribbon. I used Lush, MME's Lush line here. Okay, so let's talk about measuring out the wrapping part of your slider component. So you need to start with your candy bar and just do some measuring. And what you're going to need to do is determine how high it is. And then you're also going to need to determine how much cardstock you're going to need to wrap all the way across the front of your candy bar, down the side, down the back edge, and then down the side 2 times. And that's so that you can get a nice seam on the side of your wrapper there. If you're using the Ritter Sport, you can use the same dimensions that I'm using, which was 4 inches high by 9 1/8 of an inch long, okay, from end to end. But again, just adjust yours accordingly if you need to. If you are using the Ritter Sport, you then need to do some scoring. So the first thing we're going to do is just score the side panel. So that happens to be 5/8 of an inch. So we're just going to kind of go up to the 5/8 of an inch. Then we're going to go to 4 2/8 of an inch. That's going to cover the front end of our chocolate bar. I'm going to go over another 5/8 of an inch to 4 7/8 of an inch and score that. And then right across so that I get the back side and score at 8.5 inches. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and folded this up and then freehand cut a little bit of an indent at the top of his head here. And that's just to get more of an owl shape at the top. But you don't have to do that part if you don't want to. And then we just need to punch a hole right here kind of in the middle of both the front and the back pieces of the cardstock. So I'm just going to press it down. I've just marked the middle for myself here. I happen to just be using an eyelet punch here. You can use a crocodile or just a single hole punch will work as well. We'll just punch a hole and just make sure again that it goes through both the front part of your panel and then the back panel as well. I'm just going to take some adhesive now and I'm going to run that along this edge here and I'll seal my wrapper shut. Alright, the next step is just to create the slider component for your wrapper, and you're going to need some ribbon for this. And just take your ribbon and just measure kind of the height, and then double that full length one more time. So essentially you've got 4 times the height of your chocolate bar for your slider. That will give you enough for the slider and enough room to actually do kind of a nice tied bow at the top as well. So we'll just trim this off. And then all I'm going to do is just take the ribbon and I'm just going to loop it through, thread it through the front of the wrapper and then all the way to the back of the candy wrapper. So we'll just pull it through here just till we get it kind of in the middle. That looks about right. Then you're just going to take your candy bar and just place it on the top of the ribbon and push down. And you'll see that the ribbon actually pulls through the holes as you're pushing down. And you can see on the bottom here that that's actually what's going to hold the candy bar into the sleeve that you've just created. So all you need to do now is just tie up a bow here at the top. I'll just kind of do this quickly. I'll make the bow a little bit prettier afterwards, but just to kind of show you how it works. The recipient can just then pull on the bow, and you can see that holds the candy bar in the sleeve, both at the top and the bottom, until they're actually ready to take the candy bar out. Alright, so this is the fun part. This is where you get to make your owl come to life. What you're going to need is just some heart shapes. These little heart shapes that I cut out happen to be 1/2 inch in height. This little guy here is for his wing, and it's just over 2 inches. Then I just freehand cut some 1-inch hearts for his feet. And then over here, I just happened to use some circles, different size circles for his eyes. So the white part is a 1-inch circle, and then the patterned paper behind it is 1.5 inches. And then the little pupil in the middle is a 1-inch circle. And then I've just kind of overlapped each one of them, and then just applied a little bit of glossy accents just to give it a bit of shine. I had this particular stamp in my collection, so I just matted that on some My Mind's Eye Quite Contrary paper, and I'll just adhere that to the back of my owl when we're done. So all you need to do is just take these 1/2 inch feathers and just apply them down to the bottom of your owl, just like this. I just used 2 different patterned papers here just to give a little bit of contrast, and we're going to run 5 of these little hearts across the bottom of your owl. And you're just going to continue that pattern up. I'll just show you on the other little one so that you get 3 rows of alternating hearts. And then all you need to do is attach his wings and his eyes and his beak, and then don't forget his feet at the bottom there. So there you have it. I've just added a little bit of detailing just with a pen, given her some eyelashes and eyebrows and done some stitching on her. And then when you pull on her, her little chocolate bar kind of comes out the top. And there's the stamped image on the back. So I hope you've liked this little tutorial today on creating these cute little owls. And don't forget to go visit Crop Chocolate for some fantastic deals on great scrapbook products. Thanks for stopping by today.